Hey YouTube! So, here the Ibanez Roadcore rc220, which I've already done a video of. The before video. Now it's got Seymour, oh this curly lead's quite curly, Seymour Duncan P-rails in it. And it's got these pickup rings, I've got wee switches in them. I do need to talk to the owner about this though, because these pickup rings clearly came out of a Les Paul type, so this one's quite high up here, which might, depending on how you play, in fact it's actually slightly above the edge of the pickup ring, slightly above the, it's kind of, you can see it there, so it's kind of built up on one side to take the switch. It's kind of higher than the string, so that might be quite annoying. Not really sure what to do with it. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to like belt sand it down to make it thinner like the front one without damaging it, so I'm kind of, but I've not actually played the guitar at all. I made sure they worked. But apart from that, nice easy pickup swap. These just with their proprietary rings just fitted straight into this Ibanez, no bother. And it was only like this guitar's just got like a three-way switch and a volume and a tone anyway, so it was just a case of putting on the hots to the three-way switch and then the shields to the back of a pot. Bingo, done. There was only 4 wires to solder, but after taking out the other pickups, so quite an easy conversion. So these, I've got the wee mini switches, and he gave me this bit of cardboard which is black. He bought black pickup rings, which I think he paid, they're really expensive. And he decided that the white ones probably look better. I think the white ones look fine. So this actually tells you what the switches do. So when you've got, each one's got 2 switches on it. If they're both pointing in the way, it's a series humbucker. If they're both pointing out the way, it's a parallel humbucker, which I take issue with, because a humbucker has to be series, so that it's not a parallel humbucker, it's a parallel hum canceller, because it's not bucking the hum, it's only cancelling it. I'll take that up with Seymour next time I'm talking to him. If you push both of them to the left, the adjustable coil is on, and the slug coil, and if you put them both that way, the slug coil is on. I would think that the adjustable coil must be the P90. Oh, you hear my stomach rumbling. It must be the P90 because it's got adjustable pole pieces. So I've actually got this set just now so I'll set it to the P90 type thing, because these basically what I think we've got here is a P90 and half a hot rail in it. So there's like a bar pickup coil and a P90 in it. So slug coil's on is both to the left. No, slug coil. We don't want the slug coil, we want the adjustable coil. So both to the right. Should be 2 P90s. Try it anyway. So I'm using the same amp as I was using in the last one. Laney VC15, 3x12 cabinet. Straight in. I do have a rat pedal which will turn on. So there we go. So this is, I'm going to have to, I don't like this curly lead like I like the other one. It's too springy. That's it, basically just pulling itself out the guitar. It's not the lead or the guitar or the pickup's fault. No, it's the lead's fault for being too springy. It's like totally, it condenses down to about that. That's a bridge pickup in what I think is P90 mode. So we switch it the other way, so both switches are the other way. This should be the slug coil. That's getting a bit of switch cleaners shoved in it. So these are used pickups, so a wee bit of that in there maybe. Switch cleaner, wonderful stuff. So according to this is the slug coil. And then this is the, I think the slug coil must be No, these are the other way around. So the P90's on the outside, and then on the inside it's the bar magnet. So whether a slug. I'm not sure which one's P90. So this is a parallel humbucker, not a humbucker, I don't think. So parallel wired these two pickups together, just on the bridge pickup. And both in the middle should be a humbucker. Okay, I can hear that's a humbucker. Pedal. And then the parallel, both outsides. So, in my experience, a parallel wired humbucker, have you called it a humbucker? Hasn't a parallel wired is kind of getting towards a single coil, but it's hum cancelling, so it's not as bright or chimey as a single coil, but it's pretty close. It's what you want to use if you've got problems with interference, basically. That's correct. There's actually a switch you can put on a humbucker, but you need a special switch for it. So you can get like a humbucker, a single coil, and then you get the parallel one as the other option. It's good if you're used to using tons of gain and you get problems with noise, interference. Sorry. No. That's okay. Get a wee bit worried about not being in tune perfectly. So both that way is that is a single coil. Then that's the other single coil. So I will now test to see which one it is. So this is the one that it says is both to the left, which is adjustable coil on. I'd be tempted to say it was it's going to be different depending on which pickup it is, because the switches are the same, so you'd imagine they're going to set them up the same way. But on this one, the rail pickup is on the right hand side as I'm looking at it, and on this one it's on the left hand side. So it probably. I reckon that's it. Actually, see, to be honest, that is not really getting in the way for me at all. Maybe it is if you were playing there, but. Neck pickup. I've just worked out why I'm getting confused with the slug coil, because neither of these are slug coils. This is actually a triple shot pickup ring, and as you can see, the thing in the picture is a normal humbucker, in which case one of them has adjustable pole pieces, or on certain pickups, most pickups, one of the coils has adjustable pole pieces, the other one has slugs. So therefore, the slug thing, which was confusing me, isn't what's happening here. So we put them both into the inside, it's a humbucker. We'll put them both out the way. It's the parallel wired. It's pretty good. And then if I put them both to one side, it's single coil 1, whichever way round it goes. And I put them the other way, it's single coil 2. I would say that 1 is faster of the 2. It's like a wee jam up done 10 minutes, okay. Something's not connected up right. There it is. So that's the rail part. And then this is the P90 part right here. Basically, now that I know it's a P90, it sounds like a P90. But both the outside is now hum cancelling. I actually said it sounded brighter. Humbucker. Big difference. Bridge, and we're on the single. Actually, I kind of like that there, actually. It's really hard to think to rest your hand on. There's the other coil. And this is parallel wired. Then this is in humbucker mode. I'm not going to bother. Well, that switch feels brand spanking new. That three-way switch is really clicky. That's both pickups, both of them in single coil. There's too many options. Obviously, I've got 4 different states for each pickup. So that's if you could only select one pickup at a time, you would have 8 sounds, but you can get them both on. So you've got 4 sounds on this one. Times 4, because you get 4 sounds in this one as well. Oh, this gets confusing. So it's just 4 fours, it's just 16 sounds, because each one of these has 4 options, and each one of these has 4 options. Are they including themselves together? So if you've got like the neck on that one, the bridge on that one, and the bridge on that one. Okay, yeah, there's 16 sounds you can get using a 3-way switch and these wee micro switches. So I'm not going to cycle through all 16. I think the big plus point with these triple shot rings which are on it, I don't think they really had anything to do with the P rails, to be honest. I think they're just you can put any pickup in. You can put like a humbucker in it, or this person's put the P rails in it. So the advantage with this would be it's relatively. Do they come already pre-wired? I mean, you see, you've still got to solder the pickup onto the switch in this, so it's not really that much easier to wire. But if you had like a, I don't know, like a 1958 Les Paul that's worth £100,000, you don't really want to be drilling holes in it, and you don't want to change your pots either. You want to keep the original pots. You could put in the pickup rings, and then that would give you an option for, without damaging the guitar, because the pickup rings are an exact fit for, well, they're an exact fit for this Ibanez, so they'd fit in pretty much anything, I would think. So it's completely reversible, so you could try. Okay, not a 50,000, but you're not going to have a £50,000 Les Paul and want to coil split it. Do you know what I mean? But you know, like a couple of £1,000 guitar, something that you want to keep, be able to put back. You can put this in, see whether you like these switches, and if you don't like them, you can take them back out again. Or if you do like them, you maybe then start thinking, oh, I could maybe put in a push-pull pot to do similar things. But I don't really think these pickups. Well, maybe they would be. I'd be tempted to think that these were kind of what we normally have on these, is you've got the 2 options. You've either got both wired as a humbucker or both wired in parallel with a switch on it. So you've got humbucker and you've got a very nearly single coil sound, but it's still hum cancelling. I would have thought that is more what you would expect to put in with these pickups. But this has got the choose either coil as well. Those 2 sounds, and you can listen to either coil. But there's not a huge difference between whether you're listening to that coil or that coil. No, because they weren't designed to sound different, so designed to work together. It really is night and day, this guitar. I mean, I thought it looked really good when I got shown it. I was like, oh, that's really exciting. That's really my sort of thing. And it really was pretty disappointing when I played it. And then now it's playing like the way it looks, the way it should, you know. Just a little bit of. So there's now some relief in the truss rods. I've intoned it I've set it to the correct radius. It's a 10 inch radius on this, or I put a 10 inch radius on that. It's very, very close to that anyway. Cut the nut a little bit better. And the other thing which everyone can do, there's no excuse for not doing it. Next time you're changing strings, see these bolts to hold the tuning pegs on, tighten them up, because in this we're loose, finger tight again. Why that? I don't know why they do that. Is it maybe because in the factory the paint isn't quite dry? It just so happens, I mean, you can get it in new guitars all the time, or maybe it's like, does the wood contract or something after they've screwed it in? So basically get a socket set or even an adjustable spanner or pliers and be really careful and just tighten them all up next time you're changing strings, because if you don't tighten them up, they start wobbling, then they start pulling the wee string out the back, and then they're just not as good. Also had to tighten up the tension on them as well, so they're all the same. Some of these were very loose. There's a wee screw on the top there, like on the end, which you can tighten up, and it makes them a little bit stiffer, because I mean 3 of them were fine and 3 of them were pure really loose. So just a case of just adjusting them. Just it's not been set up. Enough ranting about things not getting set up. Finish off with a bit of a continued jam with I don't have any other pedals on. I've only got a rat pedal now, so that's humbucker in the neck and a single coil on the bridge. Other single coil. And I'll retract what I said earlier on about it being kind of a bit pointless having the choice of coil. That seemed to make quite a big difference when you're using both the pickups at the same time. So this one's on humbucker, this one is on coil 1. You've got the coil 2. That does make a difference. It makes more of a difference when you've got both pickups on, when you've got another pickup on with it, than it does when it's on its own, I think. So I'll be putting this out in 2 videos. I might put them both out the same day, I don't know. They're both 25 minutes long, so I can't put a 50-minute video out on this guitar. So this is the after. It's got the P-rails in it. They seem to be pretty good. I do like this guitar. Again, I will be keeping my eye out for one of these. Because I don't think they were particularly expensive. As I said, as I've mentioned a few times, the only thing I would let down with the setup on it, assuming that nobody had been in and fidgeted with it. You know, maybe someone took the neck off and went, oh, I don't want a shim in there, took the shim out, put it back on again. They possibly put another nut on, although it looks factory fitted. Not sitting in the nut. Yeah. And they may over tighten the truss rod. I wouldn't have thought that normally you wouldn't have thought an over tightened truss rod is something you would get at the factory. I would very much more expect a truss rod that hadn't been turned at all, because you start off with a straight piece of wood. So if the guitar was just built yesterday, that piece of wood's still straight. Then you put strings on it, it's still straight, but then 6 months down the line, these strings have been pulling on the neck for 6 months, so it starts to bend up the way a bit, so then you put the truss rod on to pull it back again. So I think it's maybe somebody been fidgeting with it. But rocking guitar, lovely colour. I don't know if you can't really see. You can see the grain through it. Just you don't seem to be able to see it. Maybe it's just my monitor. Maybe it'll show up okay on YouTube. Quite nice. I don't actually. I assume. I was noticing, looking at this earlier on. There's no screws holding the pick guard on, so I assume it's just held on with like double-sided sellotape or something, or a wee bit of glue or something. And it's got. I did mention it's got these cool, the very similar to the original Ibanez Artist rubber knobs, and that switch is really clicky and good. But that might just be down to the fact it's really new, and every guitar I've got is 40 years old, so the switch has been clicked 1,000 times. This one's maybe only, and it's only been. Maybe nobody's tried to do the stutter thing with it. I think that's just what kills your switch. If you can't do that with a single volume control. And if you've got the 2 volume controls, obviously you can put one of them to 0, and then the other one to full, and then sort of with a switch, and it's just like, yeah, it's just going to break your switch. It just is. It's going to wear it out much quicker anyway. Rock on!